Hey everybody, welcome back to the Warehouse Tastings. My name is Kevin, I'm the wine buyer at the liquor store. Got some of our other liquor store employees, Jessa and Chris, down here on the end. And we've invited some friends today. We've got Cecily and Mackenzie here. We brought some wine experts in because we are tasting canned wines today. We brought a couple things with us. I'll just grab this one because it looks good. It's probably my favorite at the moment. So we sell a lot of canned wine at the liquor store. Last summer, I think we had 25? I think we had 25 selections of different cans, which is more than anyone else in town. Yeah, come buy some. Today we've got a lot of rosé, and then we also have a special blind tasting that we've arranged. So, real quick about canned wines. I don't think a lot of people realize this, but a 12-ounce can of wine is half a bottle. Yeah. So be careful out there. Always drink in moderation.
It does not go down as easy as 12 ounces of PBR.
It sometimes does, and that's where you can get into trouble. I think a lot of people come in the store and they look at the canned wine section and they think $6.49, or that it's too expensive. That they're like, oh my god, $6.49 for a glass of wine. But
get right out of town.
Yeah, exactly. First of all, get some money. Second of all, it's 2 glasses. So when you think about it, most of our cans are between $6 and $10. Mm-hmm. So you're looking at a $12 to $20 bottle of wine.
And we've got some really good choices too, not just like subpar wines. We've got some really, really great wines.
Yeah, you know, I think when cans first came out, there was kind of a quality disparity where it was like the only cans you could buy were not very good wines. But that has changed a lot. I mean, you think about stuff like the Tangent right there. That's a single vineyard rosé with the name of the vineyard on the can, which is, you know...
Paragon Vineyard, Edna Valley.
Look at that. Chris with the knowledge. Thanks, Chris. You know, and this is from the Columbia Valley, so this is, you know, AVA designated wine. This isn't like the leftover juice, Washington State trash. You know, these are really nice, delicious wines. So, Jessa, should we start with the rosés and move to the reds?
I think so.
Yeah, let's do that.
I think so. I think we should finish with the blind tasting.
Perfect. Well, let's start with this.
Awesome.
You guys pour that up.
This is the house wine.
Yeah.
Rosé Bubbles, American
carbonated wine.
Carbonated. Nice. Sparkly. So, ladies, have you had any canned wines before?
So, what she's pouring is actually my favorite go-to for the summers, and I always buy it at the liquor store Jackson Hole.
Awesome.
It's anything bubbly related. If anyone knows me, is literally all I drink. So
perfect.
This is
cool.
Right,
so we did
right
good on that one. Tana agrees. This was our top-selling can last summer. What did we sell, Chris? Like 20 cases?
I don't even know.
Something like that. 20 to 25, 24 packs. Yeah, it was a lot.
Wow.
And it's because it's really tasty.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. We will continue to stock it.
Cheers.
We apologize for being out for the last 3 weeks, but it is back in.
And it's packaged for activities.
It is packaged.
Where do you
for
take your
activities.
canned bubbles, Cecily?
I take it camping. All over Jackson. Not gonna blow up the spots, but you know, it's always a good one. And I actually, the first time I got it, I did not realize how strong it was after drinking 2 of them in one night by the fire. So really made for a really good night's sleep.
Yeah,
They can go down pretty easy.
this is really good. I actually haven't had this one.
Same.
It's really tasty. It's got nice fruit on it.
I like that it's not super sweet. Sometimes rosés, especially like sparkling ones, can be super overpowering.
A little on the sweet side.
Yeah, this is actually, I really like it.
Yeah, it's really well balanced. Get that from Precept Wine Company out of the Pacific Northwest.
And we actually didn't have enough time to get this very cold. It's at room temperature, which I actually really like.
Yeah, it's still really, really tasty.
Yeah, if you make them too cold, you know, you mute all the flavors. And there's some great flavors in these wines.
It's a good one.
Yeah, you don't want them to be
It's
too
also
cold.
not too overly bubbly, which
Yeah.
I like too.
Yeah.
It's definitely got that effervescence. But awesome.
So
That'll go down on a boat real easy.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing next?
Next, I guess we'll do this Lila here. This is the only one that we brought that is a 187 mil. So this one is actually a couple ounces less than the others. These generally come in 4-packs at the store, and they're not as popular. I think people in Jackson really like the 12-ounce. But,
Like to really party.
yeah, exactly. You get more bang for your buck out of the other ones. But we get this from a company called Latitude Beverage, and they do the 90-plus line of wines. Cecily, I'll pass that to you. And this is their rosé that they do. This is only available in cans. A lot of wines are available both in glass traditional bottles and in cans. This one is different in that it's not. But we sell a lot of 90-plus wines. If you look around the warehouse, you'll probably see quite a few.
About time for another order, though.
It really is, actually. Yeah, we were working on some pricing if you're listening.
We got
Latitude.
5 cases of Prosecco left, and that's about
Yeah,
it.
thank
Dump
you.
your,
Perfect.
and
Thank you. Yeah, I'm professional. I do not drink at work. So I got a long shift ahead. So, yeah,
Good work.
I got to drive back too.
Sorry, so where's the Lila from?
Looks like it's a French, huh?
It is.
Cool. What do you think?
I'll pass that bucket on over here.
No
This isn't
problem.
because of the quality. It's because I'm.
Chris had a big night, ladies and gentlemen. Big night. Big night. He did say, and I hope he doesn't mind me saying, this is maybe as bad as he's felt since election night.
Day after.
Day after.
Day
Day after.
after.
Excuse me. Since the day after election.
I didn't drive to work that day.
Nice.
Or she
Understood.
did drive the forklift.
Eventually.
How many days have we gone since we've had an accident, Chris?
3 years.
Wow. Now that's a safety record I can get behind.
Yeah. I like
Cool.
the Lila.
Yeah.
It's nice and light.
I kind of like that it is in a smaller can. I've gotten myself into trouble at some hockey games this winter with the half bottle in a can. So it's
Hockey
kinda
practice.
Nice. Hockey practice for 7-year-olds. You
All
gotta be
right.
careful.
Let's see. We'll probably do. I'll go here next.
That's really good.
What are you gonna say?
This
Here, I'll
fireball
trade
bucket.
you. You guys
Yeah, I'll
crack
take
that
care of
up.
that. There's the fireball.
We'll see. Let's see.
Okay, so this is
The
the
bucket.
tangent.
Really cool label.
Yeah, really cool label. This is a California, San Luis Obispo, Edna, right?
Edna Valley.
Yeah.
Paragon Vineyard.
Which is an AVA, if I remember it correctly, and it's at the base of a very old volcano that is no longer active, obviously.
That's good for the soil, right?
What's that?
That's good for the soil, right?
Yeah, yeah.
There's some really good wines.
Volcanic soils are great for wines because they drain really well. So, you know, that rock gets like really broken up.
Yeah.
The best vineyard sites are the ones where the soil drains great, which is the opposite of where I'm from in North Carolina, where it's just mud and people still try and grow wines there, and they're, no offense, people back home, they're just not very good.
Same
Because
in Southern Illinois.
Yeah.
There's a lot of vineyards in Southern Illinois,
Yes.
and they're not great.
no,
offense, Southern Illinois.
yeah, the humidity and yeah. Anyways, but Edna Valley is a cool place in the central coast of California, and it's really cool. I think a lot of people identified the Central Coast as being like extremely hot when you think about places like Paso Robles, you know, and you get these big, huge Cabernets and Zins from down there. But it's not too far away, but it's just the way that the valleys are shaped and the fog rolls up from the coast. You get really, really, really cool nights and not very warm days there. So they grow a lot of peanut.
We're good.
Yeah, I think it was even saying that it's one of the coolest vineyard in Central California.
Yeah. Yeah, Paragon used to be owned by Edna Valley Vineyards, and then Edna Valley Vineyards sold to Gallo, and the company that makes this wine owns the vineyard now. So they own the actual Paragon Vineyard, which was what Edna Valley Vineyards used to be made out of. Now Edna Valley Vineyards is made out of other stuff. Very confusing. The California wine industry is becoming kind of convoluted.
But we
That's
it.
don't have this in a bottle. We've only got it in a can. We've got a couple other flavors as well, right?
Yeah, they make a Sauvignon Blanc that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
And it looks just like that, except it's blue and green. And that's a favorite of ours, and we'll keep that all the time.
I like this one. It actually has really nice structure, which I kind of appreciate.
With rosés, I've had a a few in my life, different kinds, and they're all different colors. Does it, if one's a certain color, does that mean it's better quality? If things added to it, if it's more pink, what is kind of the
So when you think about how you make a rosé, it's made from red grapes. The inside of the grape is clear, like the juice that's inside. And so when you mash the grapes to make the wine, the longer that you leave the skins in contact with the juice, the darker the color becomes.
Okay.
So is it necessarily a sign of quality? Not really, because it depends on what style you're going for. And there's different ways to make rosé. Like you could start making a red wine and then bleed off some juice and mix it in with fresh juice, and that makes it a certain way. Different, that's a lighter style color generally. Or you can just do a really short maceration and then pull the skins off the juice and then you leave the color. So yes and no. There's really dark rosés that are fabulous wines that are maybe even built for aging. And so it depends on what your use is going to be. Like if you wanted to take it to the pool today and drink it, maybe that's not what you're going for. You would want like a lighter, easier drinking style. But if, say you're having a barbecue and you wanted to have food with the rosé, maybe you'd want one with a little bit darker color to it. So looking at it by the color doesn't necessarily indicate quality, but it does sort of a style. But there's so many variables that go into it, like what grapes you use and how thick the skins are and how much color they impart on the time. And so yes and no, but if you come to the liquor store and look in our rosé section this year, we've got some rosés that look like white wines.
Yeah.
I mean, the colors are getting so pale.
And some that look like grapefruit juice.
And yeah, that's true.
And some that look,
Straight up.
Some that look
Shout
like
out Surrounding
red wine. Like the Tavel.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Totally.
That stuff is so dark and dry and super tannic.
Yeah, it almost
Structure, it's
drinks more like a red
Yeah.
than white. Yeah,
which is really cool.
totally. So there's a whole range and variety.
Ooh, we should do that someday and show all the different colors and the variety of rosé.
That would
Sounds
be a
kinda
good
fun to me.
display.
Yeah.
By Green. Uriel, did you hear that? Write that down. All right. So we
we're
have
on
one
the
left.
last.
Yep. So this one's from Washington State, and this is one that came out last year.
I've never seen it.
Took forever to get from the time that I ordered it, and it did finally show up kind of in the winter time. So this is the Cascadian Outfitters. This is a Columbia Valley AVA designated rosé. They make a red. I think they make a white, but we didn't carry it because we had so many at the time when I ordered it. But now we could use it, so we might pick that back up. But it's got a little Yeti on the side.
I was gonna say, of all the cans, that's the one that I think I would mistake for a beer, a craft beer.
It kind
Yeah,
of looks like
it
a craft
does.
beer.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Yeah. So this one smells like it's got a little bit more going on than the others.
Ooh, yeah.
And a little darker flavor. Maybe a little more like stewed fruits instead of like all cherries and flower blossoms.
Stewed
Definitely
fruits.
smells a little stone fruits. Yeah, it smells a little more fruit forward for sure.
Life ain't all cherries and flower blossoms, you know.
Mm. That one has
really good.
a really nice finish to it. I like that one.
Different people. See what's going on.
So is that one drier? Less sweet?
No, I wouldn't say
It's
it's
not dry, but
drier.
it's not like super light either.
Yeah, it's got nice structure, really good finish though. I really like the finish on it. It's not too, I don't know. It doesn't change the structure of my mouth too much.
Yeah, you're not like, oh, there's the end.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, it's nice, and
It's
it's
a little more
kind of
gentle.
like rolling,
Mhm.
rolling off of your tongue.
Oh, it's really good. And you said you guys have had it for how long?
This one showed up in the wintertime,
Okay.
so not too long. This is probably the newest to our shelves of anything that you see that we tasted today. And yeah, always looking for new stuff, so I never know what's coming out.
I bet we'll see some good ones for the summer.
I bet we
Coming
will
out.
too. Yeah, for sure.
Could I have the fireball bucket?
Yeah, you sure could.
Seems like maybe you should.
Fireball is the unofficial sponsor of this episode.
All right, so we've got a blind tasting.
Ooh.
How about before we do that, let's do favorites.
Okay.
Before we forget, because we could get
Yeah.
on a different page. And
Mm-hmm.
I'll let the ladies go first.
I I mean, the house wine is still my favorite. A little bit of bubbly in there really makes it for me.
No, you super for you today.
I also love the can as well. And my close second would be, what was the one we just tasted again?
The
Cascadian.
Cascadian
Yeah,
outfit.
that one was really good. That is very different than some of the rosés I've tasted in a very good way. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Mackenzie?
I really like the carbonation. It was just really nice for the house wine. And then I also really like the Lila. I think it had like a really cool flavor to it. A lot more like not that it's any different really, but it had that really nice, just like rounder mouth feel for me.
Cool.
I think it's funny with the cans, you almost want and expect carbonation when you're drinking
Totally.
something out of a can. So the bubbles seem kind of natural in that way. I don't know. It's a hard one for me between the Tangent and the Cascadian, but I think in the end I ended up liking the Cascadian more. I liked the finish on it. Yeah.
I will go for the house wine. I don't know why.
Perfect. No explanations
It's the
necessary here.
pinkest
It's just
can.
what you like.
Maybe.
What's
What do you
your
think,
favorite?
Kevin?
I think I have to go with the house wine
Yeah.
too. Yeah. I mean, I've been looking for another rosé bubbles that outperforms it for the dollar, and I can't find one. So
Yeah, we have another rosé sparkling that I really like, but it's more expensive.
yeah, and sold out now. The Chehalem.
There's 2 left.
Oh, what? Where are those?
In Jess's office.
In my hair.
They're actually sold out, so don't come with They'll be gone though.
Yeah, they're in the Coca-Cola cooler. Excuse
Cool.
me, Pepsi.
Oh yeah, that's
Pepsi
another
cooler.
good point. When you're on the go this summer and you come into the store, we do keep a lot of cold canned wines in the Pepsi cooler up in the front, so you don't have to walk into the back of the store.
That's good to know.
Yeah, they're just always right up there in the front. So. All right, so shall we do the blind taste test now?
Yes.
Let's us.
All right, so everyone has a glass behind and in front, and those are the 2 different ones. So grab one of each.
And remember which is which.
Yeah, I put the one in front on my right.
Same.
Yes.
Cool.
The same as I was like, I'm just gonna.
Perfect. Cool. So this is just a blind comparison. So whichever one you like more, take a sec to figure it out, and then let us know.
Are these also canned wines, or is that part of the?
That's part of the challenge.
Oh, I see.
We can't disclose that information at this time. It could influence the voting. We can neither confirm nor deny that these are canned wines at the moment. What I can say is that they're both Pinot Noirs.
Do you have a question about them?
Just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, me
Like
too.
you've got good wine knowledge. What do you think? Do you have any questions?
This is a
I
test.
really like the smokiness of the one on the right hand side.
Was that the first one?
Front.
For
The front one.
Okay.
Front right.
I'm very interested about the like bubbles on the side of my glass.
On the front one.
On the back one.
Oh man.
They both have them. They both have them.
Oh gosh.
Just like somewhat.
Literally just going.
This is a ploy to get our contestants double fisting for a nice little advertisement.
I don't
for
know
the
if it's
summer.
from all the rosé, but they taste somewhat similar to me. And there's a little bit of a difference of the first one that was right here. It tastes a little more earthy to me, but both are, compared to red wines that I usually drink, they're a little on the lighter side. I usually get ones that maybe are a little fuller and thicker in tasting, almost like jammy, if that makes sense.
Sure, totally. More of a Zinfandel red blend.
Red blend.
Yeah.
That's my
There
go-to.
you go.
Nailed it.
Nice. Yeah,
These
for
are
sure.
pretty nice and acidic. Like
Yeah.
it leaves your mouth like feeling pretty good. I mean, the way that the wines I really like are kind of like a lot drier.
Mhm. It's a good type of acidic though, because I think when people hear acidic, it's like,
Right,
oh,
they're like,
it's
"Ugh."
too much. I can't have more than a glass of it. It's
Definitely.
actually still like drinkable.
Absolutely.
Which I like.
I get that a lot at the store where some, I'll be describing a wine like it's got this great acidity, and they're like, oh,
Yeah.
what? I'm like, no, that's a good thing. Like wines that don't
Yeah,
have
that makes me
acidity are
excited
flabby and
when I hear
gross
that.
and
Yeah.
balanced, and you don't want that.
Yeah.
But yeah, people sometimes hear acidity and think like pool cleaner acid. And I'm like, no,
Sour.
like, all wines have some acids.
So before we reveal, I'll just say that at first the one in the front definitely had more bubbles, which I found interesting.
Yeah,
It doesn't taste that way. There's no effervescence on the tongue,
right.
but there were more bubbles in the glass, and like on the top there was a little bit of a layer, almost like you can even see it still. There's still just a few more bubbles on the one on the right than on the left. But
Science.
yeah.
Nice.
So what's the big secret? It's killing me.
You go for it, Kevin.
Okay, the secret is that it's the same wine.
That's what I said.
You did very
Oh
good,
my
and I didn't want to ruin it.
God.
I wanted it to come out on its own, and that they're the same wine. One is from a bottle, and one is from a can.
The big
And so
reveal.
what we were trying to get at, because this happens a lot in the store too, is that people are like, "Ew, cans? No," and I'm like,
Oh.
"Yeah, a can."
Oh my god.
A can actually, if you're going to drink the wine that night, almost represents a superior closure for the wine. It doesn't allow light in. It doesn't break when you drop it on the floor. It is lighter in the truck when it comes here, so it takes less fuel to get it here, so it's better for the environment.
And if you're
It
going to drink a
recycles-
half a bottle, you might as well use one so you don't have to cork it after.
If you feel stressed out about not finishing something,
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
finish that, and then when you are faced with this one and you feel like you can't finish it, you'll just sleep better and you'll have a better day the next day. And
I like that you looked
Was
at
I
Chris.
get
I'm stressed out about not finishing
The
it.
cans were in the front.
I
line.
knew it. Okay.
Yeah.
With the
It
bubbles.
smells more potent from the bottle
I
than
thought
the can.
I thought that too at first, but then
Yes.
when I tasted the wines, I couldn't tell the difference.
I
And
can't
I like to
smell.
think
There's
I would
still
be able
smells
to.
for sure.
Effervescence on the.
There was like almost a little more muted smell out of the can, maybe, but yeah, I mean, I think if we did a blind tasting with 100 people, and the results would probably be pretty close to half and half. Like
Yeah.
That's crazy.
yeah,
So canned wine is good.
it
Canned
is.
wine's really good.
Canned wine's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Union
Yeah.
Wine don't they also do a sparkling rosé?
They do.
Which is also very good,
Yeah.
but I still like house wine just a little bit better. But
Nice.
both great options.
For
and
sure.
this, now I know what the red cans taste
Yeah.
like. It's awesome.
Awesome.
Nice. So thanks for playing.
Yeah.
It
Thanks
was
for
like a bit of a
having
social
us.
experiment. It was kind of not fair to make you think that they were different wines, but we had to for the
Yeah,
people at
had to.
home.
It was fun.
So now you know, people at home, cans are great. They're inexpensive. They're portable. They're recyclable.
They're great for people who live
Oh,
here.
they're unbreakable.
Always outside.
Ish.
I've broken some, but not as many as I've broken bottles.
Well, cheers to that.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for coming. Yeah.